Well, hello everyone. This is your girl Kim Mars coming to you again. This is going to be a short, just probably not even short, but I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about um, are you ready to escape wage slavery? Okay. So I talk a lot about wage slavery because I guess I'm an expert on it because I was in it for so long, right? I was that person, just like anybody else, living from paycheck to paycheck, being afraid to leave a job because you don't know if you're going to be able to pay your rent or your mortgage, your car note, and all those other things that is really have kept you in slavery. And I hear, somebody asked me about, you know, do I feel like home ownership is a part of the wage slavery? And of course, the short answer is yes and no, I guess, in the sense. So, I mean, I'll explain more of that as I go along here. But I kind of wanted to just sit down and kind of talk to you guys a little bit more about why would you want to leave such security of the way everything has been built all these years, right? So somebody, made up that 40-hour week, and that's what we've been doing for over 100 years. We've been working that 40-hour week. And before that, we had slavery in the sense that everybody knows it to this day. We had slavery in a sense where uh, you had a group of people. They say, black people, African American people. There were Jewish people. All types of nationalities have went through this thing called slavery. Okay, and so we feel like now that there's no one over us, you know, hitting us with a whip or kicking us and all these type of things physically, we feel like we're not in slavery anymore because of the fact that, and I've said it many times myself, I'm free. I mean, I can go to work when I don't have to. So are you really free though? Because if you don't go to work, guess what? You probably won't pay your bills and you probably wind up in a bad or worse situation, right? Or a bad situation as we see it. We see not having food and not having a roof over our head. We see that as a bad situation. And I tend to agree with you. so, uh, so the thing is that the wage slavery has been, when we think about the slaves, right? Uh, I've heard people talk about the Egyptians as they built the pyramid that some people feel like they weren't slaves because they were paid and they did the work, okay, but they were paid for the work that they did, right? But what if they didn't work? What would happen to them then? So that's where the whole thing comes in at. Yes, we're paid for what we do, but what if we don't? That's the thing that we are afraid of. What if we don't? What if I don't show up to work? What is going to happen? Well, we have these things in our head like, oh my God, everything is wrapped up in my job. And if I don't go to this job, then everything in my life is going to fall apart. Okay. And I was the same way. We forgot about the fact that who we are. We are such multifaceted individuals. We have so many skills, but we're only using one or two of those skills at this particular job because it's paying us to do that. So, what is it really paying us for? It's paying us to forget about everything else in our life and help this place become larger, bigger, richer. And in return, I'm going to give you a check that will be enough sometimes for you to pay the things that you owe, and sometimes it's not enough. Maybe sometimes you have to get two of these slave wage situations. I've worked two jobs for a very long time, and I just couldn't get it. It was like the more I worked, the more I had to spend. I always forgot about the fact that I never was getting paid enough to begin with to be able to even live off of that, which is why you get a second job. Then when you get that second job, you'll be like so tired that you kind of lose track of what you were actually getting that second job for. And you really just go into this vicious cycle. So I suppose my whole talk today is to really explain to you where you are, where I was, okay? And maybe you can see yourself in me. Maybe you don't, this, you just think that this wage slavery thing is just a bunch of crap. Everybody, if you don't work, you don't eat, everybody ain't gonna be no, I can hear all the things. Everybody not gonna be no entrepreneur. Everybody not gonna do this. If you're the type of person that you have been from job to job to job to job, you might want to figure out why that is happening. If you're the type of person, if your situation is that you have been from job to job to job, you got fired at this job, you quit this job, you went to this job, you're really not satisfied somewhere in your life. And basically, you're not satisfied in the fact that you're working for somebody. Okay, and that you don't like all those rules that they put on you to do a job. Not that you're not lazy, you're not trying to get over on anybody. You love to work, but it's the fact that you're working for some people that don't appreciate who you are, and you will never work for someone who's going to appreciate you. And sometimes we go from job to job to job because this job is paying more, so I'm going to go here. This job is paying more, so I'm going to go here. And that's fine too. You still are skipping a big part, is that you are the commodity. Okay. You don't understand that you are the business. Okay. They hiring you because they know you can do a good job. So if they have so much faith in you, tell me why you don't have enough faith in yourself to do all that passion into what you want to do. Why? You want to know why? Because we wasn't taught to be like that. From the time we were in school, the first thing they talked about is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I heard them actually try to change what I've said many times. I did say teacher a lot of times. I did. It is because I didn't know any other ones to say, but I did like to teach. Even when we used to play, I used to always play the teacher. But there were other professions and things that people can do besides being a teacher, right? And, one time I just flipped them out and I said, I want to be a fireman, and they were like, yay, good. You want to be a fireman, a fire lady, and I'm like, I don't want to be no damn fireman. I'll just want to mess with y'all. But the thing is that, yeah, ever since we were little, younger in grade school, they asked us these questions, but they never really allowed us to really figure out who were as people, and what we really like to do. There was nothing in place, and it's probably still not in place as far as I'm concerned. The things that they've got in place now for these children, I don't even want to go there. Okay. But as we were growing up, we weren't taught to think about ourselves. If you had a heavy, um, religious background, they probably told you that it was selfish to think about you all the time, and any glory that you got for being you was to be given to another entity or God or whatever. It's because of that, not because of you, because you're nothing, right? So it's hard to come out of something thinking, it's hard to come out of a wage slavery, if you think that that's all you can do, and you think that you're on the right path of making it in life. Okay, you went to school, you got your degrees, They told you that you're going to work for maybe this company, and some of you got those jobs working at those companies. And then they told you you needed to get all these fancy toys like cars and car notes, really, and mortgage notes, really, right? Um, but did a lot of us, some of us didn't even get the jobs that they said we were going to get once you got out of college. Okay. If you took that route of going to college. So some of us didn't get that job. Some of us got, a job that was paying less, but we got a job, or just over broke. Okay. So we got that job and we began to get addicted to the every 2 weeks, every week, every whatever we're getting paid. We got addicted to that because even the way that we spend, we knew that, okay. And you almost go through this in your brain. You get ready to buy something, right? And you, even if it's just groceries or whatever, quickly in your mind you going, how's everything going at work? I'm not on no write-ups. I'm not that. I still work. I got a job. All right, let's go ahead and buy this. That's what you're running through your head. You running that whole, I know I did. I ran that whole script through my head in a matter of seconds. But what about if you are on a write-up? What about if you know your boss don't like you and you don't like them and you don't like the people that's there? Then that's going through your head as well, right? So you still, even as you buy things, you still got this mentality of that one day this is all gonna run out and I'm gonna be online again, and I'm be on LinkedIn again, and I don't know if I'm getting older and there may not be no jobs, because we always think jobs are in scarcity for some reason or another. That's the biggest lie that we believe, that jobs are scarce. Like, you listen to the news, they tell you that unemployment is da 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 and this and that and the other, and then you go, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard to find a job. It's never hard for anybody to hire you, because they will hire you so you can forget about you and work for them. It's always going to be somebody to hire you. My point is, look, since you know that somebody's always going to hire you, you know that at this point in your life, you know that the going from job to job to job is not doing it for you. You know this because you've been doing it a while. You are good at it. You know how to find a job. You know how to interview. You know how to say whatever master or boss or manager wants you to say. You already know. You know how to sit up straight. You know how to talk. You know how to get that job, right? But what you don't know, or what you think you don't know, is how to work for yourself, how to cut out that middleman. You think you got a good idea. You're like, okay, well, I think I got to have a whole bunch of money in the bank, and I got to maybe get a loan from the bank. And then by the time you think about all of those different things that really are not true about running your business, you get discouraged, and you find it a lot easier to go ahead and go back on LinkedIn, or go back to Indeed, and go on whatever, to find you another job if you lose that job. Or you may find it even easier just follow along with whatever this job is telling you to do. Try to do it, okay, and be nice and be kind and do what they tell you to do, okay. So it always just brings me back to maybe that slave that was in the field with the rest of them. And I feel like a lot of them were like, I better just do what I'm supposed to do. If I be quiet, pick my row of cotton right here, this is my row, and maybe even help them. I just don't want the stuff that's going to come down on me if I don't do this. right? I don't want to lose my wife or my husband. I don't want to lose my children. I don't want to lose the roof over my head. So I better continue to pick this cotton. Now, I'm sure somebody, I'm sure even back then, somebody was like, oh, hell no. I am gonna pick the cotton and I'm gonna pick it over here. Then next thing you know, they ain't gonna see me no more. I'm gonna slide under here and I'm gonna be out, you know. And they had an escape plan. They had an escape plan. Okay. And I believe that I was that person, I'm that person. I said, yes, I'm a pick this cotton. I'm gonna be right here, and I'm gonna do what y'all said. And even though I know I'm a leader and I know how to get out of here, I was mapping my way out of that job to begin with. Now, sometimes Master will see you, and that's when all the hell is going to come. But because we live in a modern day slavery, ain't nobody going to come and go smack you because you are leaving the job. They try in different ways, like they might try to stop your unemployment. They may try to do all types of little things to make your life a little bit harder. Now, what's happening these days? What's happening these days? And I'm going to put it up here because um, this is what people are doing. This is what people are doing now. Okay. This is what's going on right now. Quiet quitting. So, quiet quitting is basically, I'm going to take all my energy out of this job. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna do what this list of things that you told me to do. I'm going to do them, and I'm going to do them to the best of my ability. But you ain't getting all my passion. You're not getting that extra overtime. You're not getting all of these. I'm not going to be all in your meeting. Hey, yes, and we can do it. And I'm not going to be the motivational speaker in your group. I'm not going to be the person that every time you need somebody to answer a question, hey, yes, and make you feel good as a incompetent manager. And I'm not going to be the one that's going to be the buffer between getting somebody else to do their work by trying to be compete with them, or you put me in some type of competition that I'm not even into. I'm not going to be that person to make everybody laugh because that you think that I'm the jester of the job. I'm not doing it. So quiet quitting is saying, I'm going to do what you paid me to do. I'm not coming in and doing nothing extra. If you can't get all of what you paid me to do, was the 8 hours that you paid me to do this, then it just ain't going to get done. Okay? It just ain't going to get done. Now, there's some downsides to quiet quitting because you may get your ass fired, like I did. It's because what happens is somebody may be on to the fact that you are quiet quitting, or they may just feel like you just not into your job and you're not a team player, and it's easier to get rid of somebody who is quiet quitting rather than to get rid of their friends that's been here for a long time, or whether than get rid of the people that are doing all the, oh, what else can we do, you know so it's easier to get rid of you. So I do want you to be careful about quiet quitting, but I do want you to quiet quit. I want see it's hard. Now, I'm not sure that me quiet quitting was the reason that they decided, this was the end for me. What it was is that, yeah, I wasn't going to put all that extra in there. And then I wasn't going to have you um, gaslight me and all these other little goofy things that people do. I wasn't going to compete with everybody in there because I already knew what I needed to do, and that was it. I wasn't going to hip hip hooray every time you felt like I needed to do it. I wasn't moved when you call me in the office and say, "Hey, you know what? You're doing this, this, and this." I was just being as coachable as I possibly can. I always, if they said change this, I changed it. If they said change the inflection of my voice, I said I changed the inflection of my voice. Why? Because I'm a firm believer. If I'm in your house, I'm not going to move your furniture. So if I'm on borrowed time, and that could be a big reason why they say, well, you know what, I'm not. They can feel that you're not you haven't bought into the whole we're a family type of thing. So it's easier to get rid of somebody like that. They want all of the people that's there to make them feel, first of all, good about what they're doing, and secondly, they want you to drink the Kool-Aid. They want you to be able to drink the Kool-Aid and be quiet about it. Okay, don't be trying to move up. Don't use none of your leadership muscles that's not needed. Okay, unless I need to steal from you, unless I need to steal some of those nuggets that you got. Yeah, I'll steal that and take it to my managers if I've had it. Now, this is the manager that you will have. So people quiet quitting, and I don't think that the people that are really just quiet quitting, they don't give a shit if they get fired, to be honest with you. In fact, they will be glad because they'll be like, you know, okay, now I can really do what I want to do, and going against I'm not walking in there and being a butthole and telling them about themselves. I'm just doing the job that you told me to do, right? That you asked me to do and that you paying me to do, right? And I think that is like to a lot of people, especially a manager who wants you to be under their thumb, they get intimidated by that because they figure like, well, this person is not scared. So they're mad about the fact that you're not scared. So they think that they're doing their big one when they fire you. But what they don't know is you're like Bear Rabbit, throw me into the fire patch or whatever, right? So them firing you is probably the best thing that they could ever do for you. Them, I know that it was for me because one thing it does is it releases me from having to quit something, because that's one thing we don't like to do. We don't like to quit. So that's why we quiet quitting. Okay. Well, that's why we didn't say, kiss my butt and go and take this job and shove it, is because we signed up. We're honest people in a sense. We signed up for something we knew we didn't really like it to begin with, but we could tolerate it to pay our bills, right? And then you knew that you know the job, you could probably do it in your sleep, but you knew that the people that you were working for were incompetent to begin with, and they were going to get intimidated if you tried to step up and be like, oh well, because if you're a solopreneur, if you are a person that is ready to escape the wage slavery, they see that on you anyway, even in the interview with them. They know who you are. They know you are good at what you do. They know that you probably need to be a manager. This is why a lot of times they don't want to hire people that have been in whatever industry that it is, because they made this thing of overqualified. What the hell is overqualified? How are you overqualified? No, what you are is you're a leader that they don't want to put in a leadership position because you're over intimidating them. There's no fucking sense in people saying that you're overqualified. Yes, that is a lie from the pits of hell. Nobody's overqualified. How the hell are you overqualified? That's stupid. And so people have been saying that, and then they'll say you're underqualified, you're overqualified, underqualified. What is middle qualified? That's what you're supposed to be? Middle qualified? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They make it up shit. The thing is that uh, Yes, yeah, I throw out a little curse words every now and then, just so you know. So if it's hurting your ears, you can go ahead and click off. But the thing is that, and yes, so what is not professional, but are you going to write me up? Go right ahead. um, so the thing is that yes, I think they make up stuff. Okay, they make it up because what overqualified means is that I'm intimidated by you, and I don't want to give you. I'm never going to move you up. So there's no sense in me hiring you because you're not going to take my job. And then they'll say some stuff like, "You're not coachable. You're not. You're not." They will say you're not coachable because they can't control you as much as they want to. Now you can do whatever it is that they ask you to do, raise your voice, go down, sit like this, turn around in circles, touch your head. They can do Simon Says with you all day, right? And you'll do everything that they say, but because of your leadership energy that you're bringing, it is intimidating, especially if you call yourself being so impressive in your interview. They're thinking, oh, hell to the no, especially this day and age, because in their head is that they're lucky to be where they're at. So remember, when you think about escaping this wage slavery, remember that your boss is a slave as well. Your manager is a slave as well. You will hear them come in a meeting, and I've heard it many times. They come in a meeting and be all, "Yeah, well, y'all know what today is. It's pay. I gotta pay everybody something, something. Like they got bills and stuff that they have to pay. They have issues too. They're slaves too. Okay." So the difference between being a slave back in the slavery days is that it stopped with your slave boss, right? With your master, right? It really pretty much stopped there. A lot of times, he or she didn't have to go and you know, they wasn't a slave to their master. Maybe they was, I don't know, maybe it's always been a hierarchy, I don't know, but it didn't seem like it. Just seemed like they had some fields that needed to be tended to, and here were some people that was going to do it. I'm not paying them because I really don't got no money anyway, and it's better to beat them and make them do it, or pay them. I'll let them live over here with me in this shack on my land, and then they need to tend to the land. So that's kind of how that actually went. But now, where do we stand in there? So I'm paying these people, but also I need to be paid. So I got to make sure that they are doing what they need to do so that I can get paid. So we all were in this whole wage slavery together. So your boss is on your neck because they're scared too. They're scared. And even though they're getting paid probably twice what you getting paid, it's not even about what they're getting paid. It's what they're paying for with that money. So if they got us, well, I have this director position, so I got to get a director's house because I don't want nobody to think that I'm living, from paycheck to paycheck. I got to get a director house. Then I got to, okay, and I'm a director, so I got to get a director car. None of my people that work for me should have a better car than I have. So now you just put yourself in more debt. So yeah, they may be paying you twice as much as that person, but you got twice as many bills. So you see what I'm saying? So you and that person that's supposed to be over you are probably on the same level when it comes down to this wage slavery. They are living paycheck to paycheck too. Okay. So don't think that they are doing it now. So what happens if y'all all slaves and y'all all living in that whole slave mentality? What makes you think that they're going to be like, oh, well, let me make sure I nurture this person until they're, you know, in a position that I'm in? Am I saying that that doesn't happen? It does happen sometimes. Yeah. But then the sun does shine on the dog's ass sometime too, right? So yeah, it happens. Yes, it happens. So it's just that, are you built to just live your life like that at the mercy of every little captain slave person? I'm sure even in the fields when they had slaves in the field, they had a manager to that person that was looking after the rest of the slaves, right? There was that person that was telling on everybody, and that's exactly what your manager is now. Big ass tattletale, okay? Big ass tattletale. That's what your manager is. That's what I got him, boss. Remember in life, that one guy that had the gun, and he was like, I ain't none of massa. I put out, yeah. So yeah, I love life. So yeah, in life, that's life, really, right? When you think about it, the irony. So yes, absolutely. Um, that's crazy, right? Because when you think about that, yes, that's that person. I'm sure they had one of those that always was able to talk to the slaves in their language, right? And keep them working hard, even point out when somebody is doing good. Master say, your role was really good, he liked that. Everybody needs to do how this one was doing. And don't you see that at your job a lot too? Hey, yeah, I like the way blah 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 did this. Ah, look at them. They're really getting up there. And then you over there like, but we all still getting the same check. What the hell? Why are you worried about what they're doing? But they'll make you, it's a psychological thing to make you try to do a little bit more so that you can get up there. And see, when you're quiet quitting, when you're in that quiet quitting, when you're quiet quitting, you're not worried about that stupid ass contest they got going. You don't care. You don't care. That's quiet quitting. You don't care about the competition. You don't even want to compete with them. You're just like, oh, and and just to add insult to injury, you be sitting there going, good job, so and so, you were really doing it. But this person is not going to get no bigger check than you unless you're in sales, okay? And whatever is yours anyway. So yeah, when you're quiet quitting, you might do that just to be sarcastic. You clapping for other people that you're supposed to be in competition with, right? You're thumbs and up in them, right? I did it because I'm like, oh, that's great, you stupid ass. you, you, as long as you wasn't taking nothing out of my check, yes, you are doing a damn good job. But keep on doing it. Yeah, you know, I'm supposedly doing a terrible job over here because I don't have as many as you. But we don't. And then what was so bad about one of the jobs that they claim that we're not selling, but whatever job you're doing, if you are on that front line, you're selling. Okay, even in customer service, you're selling. Okay, even if you just selling the fact that you are such a great customer service person, right? But that was the funny thing about that, is that they will always try to keep that competition. Now, what is competition? Definitely, you do want to always be doing your best, but the person that you need to be competing against is yourself. Do the best, and you are the best in whatever it is that you do. But you compete against yourself every day, trying to make yourself better. And I would always still do that regardless of where I work, every day trying to make myself a little bit better. Now, I always tell people this: everybody is a genius, but you can't expect a frog, I was going to say a frog, but a fish to climb a tree. Okay. You can't expect that because it's not in their nature. It is not what they do. Right. And sometimes we are put in positions on jobs where they're asking you to do something that it's just not in your nature to do. But you try to do it anyway because you figure like this is going to pay the bills. Everybody's going to think I'm a great person, and gosh, da, 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 whatever is motivating you to get up in the middle of your life and go to that place. Okay. So are you ready to escape the wage slavery? No, probably not. Because I don't think you can ever really get ready after years of conditioning that this is the way you're supposed to live your life. Your only thing that you were supposed to think about was retiring from some big corporation, at least, right? That was the only thing that you had. You didn't have no ambition about being who you needed to be. I mean, some people are great writers. Some people are great motivational speakers. Some people are great people in general. Some people are just great at doing all types of things, but you will never know how wonderful you are if you are constantly in a job that is telling you to do things a certain way and telling you and just really making you feel some type of way almost every day, right? Making you not use your leadership skills, making you not speak up when you need to speak up. They're making you into a docile person that doesn't know who they are and waiting on somebody else to give you a command and give you an idea and give you a something that you can do. They're really squinching your creativity. And as Ralph Smart always talks about, a lot of people die at 25, but they don't get buried to their 70. And there's a reason for that, is because literally the you that you are supposed to be is dead a lot of times. And this is why you see in people's eyes when they're on their job and when they get off work. And why do they kick the cat when they get off work? Because they feel like nothing else is going on. And let's say you put all of this into this job, and to have somebody call you in their office or wherever to tell you you're not even doing that right. Well, that can break a person. And sometimes people don't recover from this. But does that little master care about? No, they don't care about you. They don't care about how you feel. They don't care that they just broke you down. They don't care that you can't pay your bills. They will still fire your ass. They don't know if you're suicidal. They don't know if you have some mental issues or whatever. They don't know if that was the last straw that broke the camel's back. And when they fired you from what you put all your life into, they don't know that you didn't just leave out of there and want to off yourself, right? They don't know. They don't know. They don't care. And that's what you have to understand. These people talking about, oh, well, we're family. As soon as people start saying that they're your family, you need to walk up out of there anyway. You need to be planning your escape wage slavery. That's what you need to be doing. How do you escape this? How do you escape all this manipulation, this gaslighting, this they love bomb you in training and then put you out to the wolves and then gaslight you on what you're actually doing correctly or what you're not doing, and you put all of who you thought you were into that. And then for them to come around and tell you that not only are you not doing this right, but you are a loser. And basically is what you're going to take it as. But I'm here to tell you, you're not a loser. You're not that job. That job does not define who you truly are. You are so much more than that. So much more than that. And I would hate to see you waste your time for the rest of your life with on a job that will fire you at a drop of a hat. And the only reason they're keeping you is because maybe they're firing somebody else right now and they haven't gotten around to you. Or maybe they're picking on you, or maybe you are playing the game. You think you're playing the game, and it's just a matter of time. If you have any type of leadership qualities about yourself, your days are numbered anyway. Your days are numbered anyway. And I don't mean that you're finna get a nice promotion. I mean your days are numbered on that job, even if you do get a nice promotion. So when you think about the fact that, hey, oh my gosh, they might fire me. Guess what you're gonna do when you get up to your management position? You're really gonna be scared. You're really gonna be scared that they're gonna fire you. You're gonna be scared that they're gonna fire you because of everything that everybody else is doing, and then they're gonna blame it all on you, and then you're gonna be out of a job again. Once again, you're gonna be scared. So if you're gonna be scared anyway, why not just do your own business? You're gonna be scared anyway. But what you can do on your own business is you can work a little bit harder and do a little bit more and think about different things and be creative where they're, really they are really taking your creativity right now from you because you can go in there and just start doing stuff that you think is going to work. But on your own business, in your own business, in your own side hustle, you can do whatever you want to see things work. And you'll find out that things will work when you do it your way. Right? So that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to make sure that I got that in and talked a little bit more about what I think wage escaping wage slavery is all about and how you feel like you would be able to escape wage slavery. I've been talking about this for about 40 minutes, but I hope that this has been some type of help to you. I didn't have any extra points that I wanted to put out there today. I just wanted to really talk about what the situation is. When we really shine a light on the real situation, what is it really? What is wage slavery? What do we and why do we feel like we're not wage? Why do we feel like we're not slaves? Why do we feel that way? Why do we feel like working with that company is easier than trying to build your own business? Which it is. It is easier. It is. It's easier to work for somebody and not use any of your creativity, not use your brain as much. Allow somebody else to tell you exactly what to do. It's pretty easy to do that. I'm telling you, it is easier, but it's more fulfilling to have a cause, work for a cause, and not a pause. It's more fulfilling. Is in the long run, it's going to help you be better, feel better, and it's also going to help you with your life in general. One of the main things that I know that we do when we are working for somebody is we lose we really don't have a lot of self-care. Happened to my music. Here's some music on here. We really don't have a lot of self-care when we think about I don't know why my music wasn't on it, but we really don't have a lot of self care when we decide that we are going to work for these companies. A lot of times we don't get a chance to, uh, have a nice little run in the morning or take care of ourselves in general because we're so busy trying to be all that on our job that we just don't have it. We also forget this very important thing that we forget to invest in ourselves. Okay, we forget to invest in who we are. We are letting ourselves be a slave. Okay, we forget to even learn other new things. We forget about that because we're so busy doing like little things just to be good at a job that they're going to eventually let you go from. We forget this mostly important. Do more of what you love. We forget about that. We forget about the things that we love. And if I can do anything and help anybody at this point in my life, I want to be able to help people to understand. I'm not telling everybody to go quiet, quit, and yes, I am kind of. But I'm not telling everybody to go in there and tell all their bosses to kiss their butt. Okay. I'm telling you that in the meantime, don't think that this is your life just living and working for someone else. I'm just telling you that there is another way. It's a way to escape that wage slavery. It's a way to get away from all the things that people have taught us all these years, that that's what we had to do in order to survive. It's a way to get past all of that, not pass it, but get through it and get to what we really want to do. You don't want to spend your whole life. Now, some of us probably do, but that's because we don't know anything. We don't know better than that, and that's because sometimes our leadership qualities have been taken and squashed. Because if you go to enough jobs and they tell you you don't have leadership abilities, and you always still, and every time you go from another job, you go to another lateral position, lateral, and that's what they were trying to do with me, like lateral my ass, because I'm not going to be lateral anymore. Either you put me straight in the management position, or you just kiss my ass. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Because I know what I am qualified for. Not only qualified for it, but I know what I'm good at. And if you don't want that type of help, then you don't need me. And because I got that attitude, it's best that I run my own business. Okay. I don't need to work under people that don't understand who I am, or do understand who I am, but want to hold me back. Okay. And you shouldn't do it either. A lot of us Gen X people, we've gotten to this point where we still haven't learned that lesson. We still haven't learned that most of us are leaders, and we still haven't learned that working for somebody is not going to help us. Working for somebody is not going to help us. I'm just saying. Now, some people was, okay, well, what if I can't pay my bills? I'm not saying don't go and work for somebody to pay your bills. I'm not telling you to do that. Okay? But there are a lot of jobs you can do if you're going to work so damn hard. There are a lot of jobs you can do where you can work for yourself if you're going to work that damn hard. Because these people want you. And I'm not saying that it's not a good, steady paycheck. Everybody wants a good, steady paycheck. All I'm saying is there's more than one way to do that. There's one way where you can be be a wage slave, or it's another way where you can get off that train and live sensibly and have a wonderful life. Part of that wage slavery is stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, who are actually slaves themselves. Stop buying things that are going to keep you tied to it for 6, 7, 8, 9, 30 years even. If it's not bringing money into your household, it's taking money out of your household. Okay? So, yeah, you do need, now if it's something that you can use to make money, that's another thing. So if you buy you a computer or something like that, your plan is to use it to make money. That's different. If you buy a car, you need to get to certain places, is used for convenience and to make money. If you buy a house, you don't need to buy a house for a 30-year mortgage, because it's not bringing any money in, it's really taking money out. But if you buy a house and you use it as an income or an investment property, then you bought a house to bring money in. Now, you make sense of that. That just, I know that just blew somebody's mind. Somebody's like, this girl has no idea what she's talking about, right? And you probably clicked off by now, and that's fine with me. I'm just saying, these are some ideas where you can actually escape wage slavery. Another way that you can definitely escape wage slavery is when you make your damn money, stop spending it on stupid, and I mean stupid shit. Like, what do you need a designer purse for? Don't your money flow real good in a nice little wallet? Why your wallet gotta cost more than what you got in there? When you dress, don't you want to just look really good and not look like you spent all your money on your clothes? Be a good steward of your money, of the money that you are making, that you're making in your wage slave assignment. Okay, be a good steward of that, and then start to find your way out of that cotton field. Okay, so that's what I have. I'm going to be coming back with a couple more videos, maybe like this, maybe different. I don't know, but I just wanted to come and explain this the way I see it, not the way anybody else sees it, but this is the way I see it. Okay. And this is the reason why I made the decisions. Some of the reasons I don't need to explain to no damn body the reason I made the decisions I made. These decisions was kind of made for me in a sense because I've always been an entrepreneur. I just was working for other people, which would probably annoy people that did not want somebody who was a leadership under them. Okay. All right. That's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys are, one thing I want to remind you guys is this. Don't forget to like, comment. I do read all comments, so go ahead and comment on the video at the bottom of the screen. Also, if you're looking for a one-on-one or if you just need somebody, I am an excellent life coach. So if you need someone to kind of help you move toward that, you can listen to the videos, but also if you need a one-on-one, I do offer that service as well. So that's what I have for you guys. I want to thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. And if you have anything that you want to talk to me about or anything, any subject you want me to talk about, put it in the description below this video, or, if it's wherever it's playing, and comments always get to me. So if you watching this on a different platform, comments and let me know what a subject you feel would be great to go over. I would love to do that. I'm not promising you that it will be, because I always have to do things from my heart, out of my passion, out of my love for letting people know things. If it's something that I need to research, I will research it and I will talk about it. But believe me, everything that you hear on here is not going to always be the cookie cutter way that you hear it somewhere else. Is going to be coming from me in the way I see it. Okay. So, you can't fault me for that, because that's all I got. So talk to you later, guys. And you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for watching today. Thank you so much for getting to this part of the video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.